Hello and welcome back to Reddit League Season 4, Week 5, where today we're going to be enjoying the desert country of Botswana. Actually, before I started practicing this week, I thought Botswana is going to be terrible. And then I played like the first 2 or 3 games and I thought, oh god, it really is going to be terrible. But then sort of the locations evened out and eventually I was like, it's not bad actually. To the point where like of my last few practice games, most of them were above 24.5. With my best being, I think, 24.942 or something. I had some really frustrating stuff in some of the practice seeds where I was like about 10, 15 points away from a perfect game, and then the last round came and it was in the middle of nowhere, and obviously I couldn't increase my score. Um, Therefore, Toll, my opponent from this week, still has the better score in Botswana. Uh, I'll have to see if I changed. Well, I've been thinking about recording my 25k series Botswana video. I haven't actually done it before Reddit League this time. The main reason was I need the Botswana seed to be vetted. I need to make sure that it's actually possible to at least find the locations. To the point where if we've got a stretch of road that's like 200 meters long and it's got dead ends on both sides, then I don't want that in the seed, obviously. But I also don't want to start recording, get to round 5, and then notice, okay, that's the location. So I need to have someone else look at the seed first. And I just haven't had the time yet to ask someone to do that. Anyway, I already told you, playing against Tall this week, who's right behind me in the table. 2 people have got extensions, so the table's not completely updated yet, but they've already played. So I can tell you Guelo and Pluki won their games, which means puts actually Guelo into third, and Pluki's up there, somewhere around Tall and Schludi. And yeah, technically I've never lost a Reddit League game to Tall and Pal. I've only played him once last season in California. But I've seen him practice Botswana. I've seen him practice Botswana a lot. So I'm not massively confident, although I don't actually feel bad about Botswana myself. I do think my main goal this week is just securing a bonus point at the least. If I secure a bonus point, I'll be alright with whatever happens. If I don't, that's a problem. But let's just not think about that. Talking about the other seeds. The Division 5 seed went pretty well, as you can see, 24-9-14. Started us off all the way in the north here, north of Nata. I actually just straight up completely misjudged the distance here. It's quite easy. You go south here, you see town entrance sign to Nata, and you're like, okay, we're up here somewhere. And we're on a completely straight road. But what my issue was, you see this curve up here. I thought this curve, one of these, was that curve. Because it actually looked quite like it's a steep curve. But apparently it wasn't. Like it must have been this one. Let me actually look into Google Street View and show you what I mean. Where was the point exactly? Must have been like here. Yeah, so I looked at this and thought, okay, the road turns over here. You see like that little part where it gets brighter? It looks like it's a bit gray, which I now realize is just still just the ground on the other side of the road when the road continues this way. But I didn't see that. I saw this as part of the road. Somewhere like probably was actually this part that made that illusion for me. Where I was like, okay, it turns heavily over there, and therefore I went much further north here than I should have when it was actually down there. Round 2 was over here. This stretch of road next to Silevifique. I have no idea how to pronounce any of this. As always, I don't speak the language that they speak in Botswana. I don't even know what it is. Yeah, I think I went over here at the end just to see, okay, how far away are certain things. But you walk down here, and considering there's a major intersection here, I'm assuming there was some sort of good sign here. I don't actually remember. I played these yesterday before going to sleep, and I'm recording this the day after in the morning, so memories are slightly hazy, but this is like an obvious, there's gotta have been a sign here. It just seems too obvious to be anything else. Probably said something about Selevi Fique in one side, Cerule in the other, and then you just put it right there. Also, might have said go north towards Robelela. I remember a sign like this, I just don't remember if it was this one. Probably was. And at that point, it's a relatively easy find. Pinpointing again, 200 meters off, where did I actually go? Just further down in the curve. I mean, it's a super long curve with not a lot of features to it. You can never trust side roads in Botswana. Not because they aren't there in real life, but because there's many more. And it's not very easy to tell which ones are the ones that are actually on the map and which ones aren't. Like usually you try to go, okay, this one turns off maybe here, maybe I can see that somewhere, but yeah, not the amount of effort I put into the Division 5 seed. Round 3, I think, was actually a duplicate, well, a repeat from one of my practice seeds. I don't remember because it was a few days ago. I don't remember if the practice seed had the location exactly here, or I think it was at some intersection. Maybe it was this one, maybe it was this intersection here. But either way, it was somewhere on this road. So I recognized the road. I didn't know where it was at first. But eventually you kind of go down here and then you find signs for the Nkoyafiri clinic and the, I think also for the Mogodichane subland border. Something that also said Mogodichane here. Those are like the two things up here. And yeah, then it took a while to really find out which of these intersections is the right one, because there's a lot of them along this road. In the end, it was this one that confirmed it for me, because even if there are a lot of intersections, you can see how well, there aren't actually that many that only go towards the east. Most of them, especially up here, and I kind of knew we were up here somewhere and not down there. Most of them actually go across or go in the other direction. So I was pretty confident about having found this one, and then I just went with one further north, and it kind of fit. And then I just put it somewhere here, and I got reasonably close. Round 4 was up here. And yeah, there's, on this round, if you walk down here, I think it might have been at this intersection in quotation marks. That is a fun road, by the way. I don't think it's covered. There was a sign that was pointing me 60 kilometers to Molepole and 60 and 110 kilometers to Gaborone or Gaborone. I don't know. So it's kind of, you make an estimation about, okay, that's 50, that's 60. This looks much further than 60 kilometers if that's 50. But I think it might just be because this road is very curvy. This is just pretty much straight. But because of the features of the road itself, you kind of couldn't have been anywhere further down here. Like, this is almost too curvy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is pretty straight throughout most of it. And I got it pretty close. 206 meters. I mean, there's not a lot here you've got to play with. It's pretty much empty everywhere, except you have this thing here, and then you can maybe work a bit with the curvature of the road. Like, at this point, it's pretty straight north-south. But apparently, I was still the second best at doing that. Okay, never mind. And then we had round 5, which was all the way down here. And I'm pretty sure down here, I mean, there were a lot of signs actually along this road, some of which pointed me towards Borobat-Dilepe. There was another one here that pointed me to another thing. Well, not pointed me, that pretty much said I'm entering town X, and town X doesn't exist on the map. But that's okay, because there's also a sign there that said this way to Ramatlabama, which is one of the border posts, and therefore easily recognizable, and the other way to Mitlojane. And yeah, then pinpointing kind of next to this road, but again, you look at this and you're like, I don't know. There's not much of a difference between putting it here and putting it here. You're some way past this road. Yeah, 140 meters off. Then, moving on to the Division 4 seed. Starting us off with Francistown. Oh, well, just in the very far north of Francistown. And I gotta say, Monarch is a very cool name for a suburb of your city. I like that a lot. You kind of just make your way down here, and once I made it here, there was a sign for the airport. And so I kind of knew, okay, looking at the road direction, how the intersection looks, okay, we gotta be up here. And there were road signs for Lake Guaraguara Road, um, as well as for Lake Kubu Drive on this intersection. But Botswana really likes blurring street signs as well as town entrance signs. It's I'd almost be tempted to say it's worse than Lithuania, which is an achievement. Because at least in Lithuania, sometimes you can read stuff. In Botswana, there's just like, nope. Well, in Lithuania, generally, like you move like one step forward, one step back, maybe two steps back, and then you're going to be able to see just fine. I've had multiple occasions in Botswana where that didn't help. They were blurred from every single angle, and you just couldn't read them. And Lekubu Drive was one of those. Like, there was one position where I was already like 4 steps away, and I can still barely make out what it said because that was the closest to it that was unblurred. Um, so I kind of knew, okay, it could be that, but the thing is, this is like Kubu Drive. This is like Huhu Drive, separated between a B and an H, which are not exactly well known as very different looking letters. So I had to work with the directionality of the main road here to be like, okay, it kind of has to be this one and not this one. And also technically I could have just gone up here, but you know, whatever. And this one was not too difficult to pinpoint. I kind of didn't really bother getting any closer because at this point, 25 meters is enough to just kind of put it there somewhere and it'll be close enough. And then we follow that up with another ace down here, which I have to admit, as cool as it looks because no one else got an ace there, was a repeat for me. It did take me a while, like I instantly, and I can show you why, because it is quite funny. If you look at this, remember this is just outside of Gaborone. Yep. I mean, this actually doesn't look too bad yet. I can show you where I first guessed, because that's even more ridiculous to me. Remember, here's Gaborone. We're moving just outside of Gaborone here. We're still very close to it. And we're in the middle of nowhere. There is no sign of any life out here. Well, certainly not of any human life. Maybe there's some cows around here somewhere. So in my practice game, I guessed up here and remembered, okay, it was down there. And it is a fairly obvious location to remember. If I just show you once more, you have, because first of all, you have a dead end in this direction. So that's immediate callback to, oh yeah. And then you have this sort of weird turnoff here, and you have lots of weird turnoffs that are kind of just like dirt roads that go in every direction you want to. You can travel here, 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 everywhere. The only difficult part was then going, all right, I know it was here, but where was it really? And like I instantly knew it was here. And then it took me about 1:45 to figure out which of these weird intersections it was. I did figure out the right one in the end, but I was only like 40-50% confident it was actually the right intersection. I just couldn't find any other one that even fit remotely. Then we move over to round 3, which brings us all the way up here to Kasane. Yeah, that was quite nice. Kasane roads here generally have street signs at intersections. And so did that one. And down here somewhere, there was something about you being in Kasane. And then I just went, okay, Kasane is not exactly big. I looked in here, kind of saw, okay, we have to be in this section. Looked at the road names, found Letaka Road, and then put the pin there in the wrong place. The annoying part about Botswana sometimes is, if I can just show you, that sometimes you just don't really realize that this is actually a road people drive on. Like, I was here and I was just like, okay, this is a clear turnoff and that's just dirt. Like, maybe there's another house there or something. That can't be a road. But no, it's a road. I didn't even check that. So that's 2 points lost there. But that's not too bad. Round 4, we immediately doubled that with 4 points lost in Kanye. was another relatively straightforward round. I don't remember which way I went first. I think I actually went south first, then saw, okay, we're just exiting the city here. This is not getting me anywhere. Then I went north, found this main intersection. It pretty much told me anything I needed. If you look at Kanye on the map, there is no other road that fits this general layout. So it was fairly easy to find this one. And then I just had to figure out where on earth I had to pinpoint it because, of course, there were like 3 more roads like right here. And I eventually went too far south. And on for my best game in Botswana ever, this happened. Yeah. I haven't done that before yet. Let me look. How far is that? How far did I go? I went pretty much all the way up here. Let me see. It doesn't have to be super exact. Yeah, I traveled 32 kilometers. Oh, actually, I was maybe like 30. I think I measured from up here. 30 kilometers in 4.5 minutes. And eventually down here, I saw a sign that was, okay, you're in Salajwe or Salaiwe or whatever it is. Then I was like, okay, gotta look for that. Oh, there it is. Fine. Then I knew, okay, we're up here somewhere. But at this point, I had maybe 30 seconds left. And I just knew, okay, we were in a relatively straight part, actually, which again isn't really reflected on the map here. Somewhere pretty far north of Salaya. But yeah, there's no time to get any closer, and you can see there are other people really struggle with this one too. Did Schluter actually go further? No, he went further south. Interesting. I mean, anyone else wasn't even really that close. Oh, it was Barry. I think I'd call that guessing in the middle of the country and getting extremely lucky. But all right, luck's part of it. But yeah, that was really frustrating because that could have easily been a 24-9-9 something if I just hadn't gotten that in round 5. Then we move over to the Division 3 seed, which again, 24-9-10 was pretty decent, but apparently if you look at the other scores, a very easy seed. First of all, started us off up here, and you made it down there to sort of, well, I guess at the end, this was just, again, me just not being able to do distances. Because I made it to this point, and then, okay, the turn off where it splits up is here, so I traveled quite a distance, so probably like here? Nope, not even close. Also, I don't like this intersection because there definitely is a road that goes this way, but it's just not on the map. And that was mainly what I was looking for. I was looking for a road that goes off to the west and not one to the east. Now that I think about it, let me actually confirm that. Because I'm not so sure anymore. Oh yeah, definitely. There's a road here that goes off to the west. Yeah, there is one that goes off to the east too, but there is one that goes off to the west, and that just wasn't there. That's the one I was looking for. And so I just assumed, okay, it's not there. Then we moved on to round 2 over in Litlaking, sorry. And yeah, it just moved. I don't even remember, like there was plenty of information at the start. Let me actually look into the round, and yeah, it was definitely over here. I mean, you've got some signs here that does that one actually tell? I mean, this one tells you it's Litlaking. These things should also tell you more than you need, distances, and then there's the roundabout. And I'm assuming there's some other signs here that would tell you if you really needed them. But Litlaking has one roundabout, so it's not a lot of searching you have to do. And then you're just kind of like, again, similar thing from one of the earlier seeds where like, there's plenty more roads here than just these 3. And I can't really confidently say which is which. So eventually I ended up over here. The problem is not just saying, you can't tell if you're between these two. Because I could tell I'm probably between these two roads. But because there were more roads going north, for example, here and going south, I couldn't tell where exactly between those two roads I was. Then round 3, another 5k. Quite nice. Over in Francistown, right next to the railroad track. It actually took me quite a while to find this place because there's another railroad crossing further north, this one in particular, that is pretty much the exact same directionality. If you look at this, those roads are completely parallel. And in the end, it was that over here there's a roundabout, or I think it was a roundabout on Street View and not like an intersection like this. And this one is like a major highway crossing. So I was like, okay, it's probably not this one. And then I eventually found this one down here. And you have some street names. This was a street name that was actually on the sign to help you confirm that it is the right place. Moving over to round 4, we quickly take a trip to the north of the country. And this was another repeat for me. I don't know if it was this exact position again, but I knew I looked north and there was a river that looked like a lake. And I remembered I clicked on lake back then. I clicked, when I had this random practice, I clicked down here somewhere. Because I thought, okay, looking to the north, there's a lake, and there's not many lakes in Botswana. There's one small one here. And then you're kind of out of lakes here. There's nothing else. There's one small one here too. But most of these, like, you never get close enough to really have coverage. Technically this one, but the road here looks much better than up here. I can show you even. Like this just looks like a lake to me. If you know it, you can kind of guess, okay, behind this it looks like there's land again, but if you don't know it, this might just all be water. And yeah, this is what I mean with the road. Like, this is not this road here. Eventually, like, it took me about a minute, but eventually I remembered it's this road up here. I had no idea where exactly it was. So I then traveled west and north and figured, okay, this is the only place that makes sense. And then, of course, there was like 17 different roads going off to the north and south, and with no way of me to tell which one it was. And then round 5 was another very easy round, apparently, which brought us back to Francistown. Yeah, it was a relatively easy round. You kind of made your way down here. Then I don't even think. No, it definitely wasn't Newbridge Road. There was no sign for Newbridge Road here, but there was a sign for Tamalakana Road. And just going off of that, I knew that it's a pretty long north-south road here, and kind of just looked across Francistown and found it here. And then don't think there was a sign this one either, but I just walked north, saw okay, there's one more street, then we hit the dead end. Easy game. And that leaves us with one more seed. And that was the hardest one out of the, well, 4, yeah. I'm still somewhat confused sometimes about how many other seeds are there. Well, there's 5 divisions, but without my seed. So there's 4 other seeds. Okay. Yeah, I screwed up round 1 because right here, I mean, this kind of looks like okay, you're in a small town, there's going to be some houses around, there's going to be some good road. No. No, there aren't. There are no houses around here. But that also means I can show you the sign probably because it's right here. This is the sign. Gives you everything, and it said 14 kilometers, and it's blurred here, but it said 14 kilometers to Coimba. And I was kind of looking at it, and I was like, okay, 14 kilometers, it's got to be somewhere around here. Somewhere in this area. Just sort of, yeah, 14 kilometers, that looks right. And I found this is the only road that has a major intersection to the south. So I was like, well, it's got to be here, right? There's no other place it can be. There's no other road going south here. Anywhere over here would be too close, and down here, yeah. Actually, I am now interested. Because I still feel like this is not 14 kilometers. This is way more than 14 kilometers. We're going to adjust that afterwards anyway. But let's see. I've already seen my immediate thought of this is definitely not 14 kilometers. It was wrong because it is kind of. But can I get it to show above 14 kilometers? It's now my goal here. Nope, it's not even 14 kilometers. 14 kilometers if we go all the way over here. Well, I'm just bad at estimating distances. We know this. And then round 2 was annoying. It was over here. Found nothing at all until I got to here. And here I saw a sign that was like this direction to Mandunyane and also to Semotswane, which is just not a thing. It's apparently some accommodation here. I don't know. And I couldn't find Mandunyane. I had no idea where we were generally. And apparently, if I'd gone like 500 meters more, I would have made it to the A1 and probably would have known. But I didn't. Because I thought, well, this has got to be enough information, right? And it wasn't. Round 3 then was over in Gaborone, which can just honestly fuck off. Sorry. Yeah, Gaborone is just terrible. Don't even think about pinpointing it. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm boycotting Gaborone. Round 4 over here. I didn't travel far at all, as you can see here. I don't even remember what I saw. Surely there was a sign here that was like this way to whatever. I think it actually said this way to Mokokwana. And it also said this way, I think, to Martin's Drift or something like that. It was relatively obvious, and then I kind of got a bit lucky, I guess, with pinpointing. I was pretty damn close, considering, again, there's nothing here to help you. Sort of the distance to the river. And then the last one, round 5, was in Mount. It kind of went up here, and eventually, I don't even know what it was. I think it was just generally the directionality of it being a turn like this. And I looked at Mount, and I was like, "There's not many of those." And then this was a relatively unique starting position where we had an immediate 90-degree turn to the east, and then hit a main road that then curved like this. So it wasn't all that difficult to find in the end. It took me 2 minutes 41. And yeah, those were the other 4 division seats. So let's get into the Division 2 seat. Alright, I am nervous, but let's go. Oh, sort of weird, wrong way around camera. It tilted. I don't think I've seen this before in Botswana. Might have once actually, but not sure anymore. Do we have a PO box on any of these? Doesn't look like it. How about on this? Oh, we've got a dead end here. Let's go the other direction then. How about this? No, not on this. Woody? The hell is that? I've never heard of that. Can I get some distances to cities I actually know, please? Mochudi, that's not any better. I know none of those. Could look for them on a map, but I'm not sure I'd find them. Because they don't ring a bell at all. Get me as far as possible. Okay, just through construction work. That's all fine. Not gonna help me, is it? No. Pakalane. Just stop being... Oh. Ramona, Francistown, that's gonna be a bit shit, but it is a border. Mokolodi. Did I see that somewhere? Um, really like to see what's on that other sign. Something border. Ramona and Francistown are both on the A1. What is that sign? Oh, come on. Okalana or something like that. I don't see that here anywhere. Shit. Got 17 seconds left. That sign say. I can't read that either. Come on. There's nothing here. No, I'm out of time. Don't know, we might be. That's actually not that bad. Could have gone worse. I mean, there's Audi, and someone clearly got it right, which is troublesome. I could have continued and made it there. I don't know if that would have helped me a lot. There's Fakalane, okay. I forgot because signs are fucking stupid. Because the sign was like, okay, north you get to Gaborone and Francistown. Of course you get to Gaborone if you go north, but you then have to go south, which is just annoying. But yeah, all right, whatever. What do we have here? That Lobatse? Okay. Say centenary? Centenary? Whatever that is. Okay. This like just downtown Lobatse? Kind of looks like it. What's the road called? Peter Musi Road. Road direction is kind of like this, which is a bit odd, but fits perfectly down here. Here's the road. But where exactly? Somewhere down here. Well, there are some side roads here. Questions, do they show up? Got this road here. That could potentially be it. Do you have another side road here? Kind of. I guess. If I go further south, would there be any other adequate one? No, there's a dead end. Brilliant. Here? I mean, this is kind of the only one that fits here. Or they're both further north. But no, they wouldn't be. Gotta be here. Yep. Alright, next one. Huh. This is just gonna be one of those just go until you find a sign rounds. There's so many places in Botswana that kind of look like this. I just need to hope to find one. Usually they've got them not too far apart, so it should be possible in 3.5 minutes. Unless I get very unlucky. There you go. Kokocha on the A20. Where's the A20? I don't know. Kokocha is here though. North of Kokocha, 10 kilometers sort of. Right around here. Let me continue this way for a bit longer. Blurriness is so bad in Botswana. Something Park. This is gotta be the one, right? Yeah, this has gotta be this. So we're further north. How far? Hmm. There's not really anything I can compare this against down here, maybe. Mostly like this, kind of. If I go north. There's immediately a sign there. That's just lovely. Pakia 20. But I did travel quite a distance to get to the 10-kilometer sign, so I wouldn't give too much attention to that. Brilliant. How far is it from here? 20 as well. So I am slightly closer to Kokocha, which I think is true here. If I go like down here, maybe. When is the next turn actually coming up? It's not super far away. But is it this one actually? Or is it... It goes pretty much entirely almost straight. It's very odd because that is not the case here anywhere. How far was it from here? Is there another turn? I know I'm running out of time. I can see that. Was the sign this road or was there more turns? I'm leaving it there. Okay, good. I was very worried that it would be this road for a second there. But that's fine. All right. Let me go this way for now. I spot what that sign says. No, absolutely not. Hung, okay. Looks like a major intersection. Could it be this one? It looks a bit remote, doesn't it? But this one maybe? I think that might make more sense. Let me go south. Check. Well, I say south. It's kind of like southwest. Hit the main road here. Yeah, that's definitely this one. Yeah. Anything else? This one would also kind of fit. Wouldn't actually quite, and also can just quickly check over here. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff over here, but there's nothing really over there. And even further, you can just see how it curves around there. Far away am I? There is a road going in here. This one. Could be. Could also be this one. If I go over here, this is the significant road going north. Yeah. Should be this one. If I go over here to the south, there's the other one. There's the other entrance. Yeah. One more. Okay, what is this? This is not looking nice. Okay, there's a dead end in one direction. That's not too bad. There's something on this. Not that I can read. Down the bottom, I can't read it. These kind of areas could be anywhere in Botswana as well. Kind of reminds me a bit of Maun, just by the way it looks, but some kind of lodge. Give me up here. Is it really Maun? Doesn't say on this one actually, which is really weird. Or it was a town I don't recognize. That's also possible. This is getting me out of town, which is ideal actually. Never mind. It is Greta, so it was on the sign. Okay, I don't know Greta, but this should solve all of it. Francistown Mound, here it is. If I go back to the start, I'll win. This is kind of a very straight road, this one here. Question is, how far south are we along it? This is kind of a road that could be on the map. Also one directly opposite of it. This can't really be it. This can. I think this is honestly not a bad position. If I go further over here, eventually I have that little thing in there. Yeah, that should be it. I don't see how it could be anywhere else. I just don't know fully how close I have to be to this, but that'll do. Oh, never mind. That will not do at all. Now I'm curious. It can't have been distant, obviously. No, it was further along. Much further along. It was this. Okay. I might, if I had taken more time, would have come to that conclusion. If I had seen this as well, maybe. It's 8 points. I don't think the 8 points itself are gonna matter. This is the big problem here. This right there. Without that, that would have been pretty decent. Well, we'll see, I guess. Just the other results are not exactly comforting. Maybe it'll be enough for a bonus point. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye.